What's up, people? Brian, Garage 732 coming at you. All right, let's get into it. Saturday morning, working on a Ford 5.4. I'm really beginning to hate these goddamn things. So I buy this truck for 4 months because I ordered a truck. It's not going to be until July, which really means probably September, October, because, you know, all this microchip crap. So I got some tapping and front end issues and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I checked the plugs, original plugs, right? So I decided, you know what? Let me swap them. Get the motor warm. First two plugs, go good. Feeling pretty good. I did not get the Lyle 65600 toolkit to remove the plugs because I felt like I was going to, not me, right? It's not going to happen to me. I'm going to be good. No. So, third plug breaks. And the electrode stays in the porcelain in the cylinder head. Okay. So I decided I'm not going to attempt the one in the back underneath the cowl because, you know what? I'm not going to be able to drive this thing to get it warm, and if it cools down, and you know what? Let me go to the passenger side, start there. Go to the passenger side, first plug breaks, right? But this time, the plug is hard to come out because the electrode is kind of stuck in. So Lyle makes a 65700 kit that actually attaches to the spark plug, and you can pull it out. Me, I just used boot pliers, and I yanked it. Anyway, so Amazon's the quickest way to get the tool, at least at an affordable price, and I was busy anyway with work, so I said, you know what? I'm just going to get it from good old Amazon. I know there were tool guys out there that are going to tell me, you know, you should get it from the truck or something like that, but the reality was I was getting it overnight. I was literally getting it the next day from Amazon, and I wasn't going to see a tool truck guy. So, all right, let's get to the point. Fast forward. So I get the kit, right? And the first kit, I get in and I end up taking the tool and I get the plug out. And I'm like, yeah, baby, yeah. This is going to be easy. No problem. Okay. So I get to the second one, right? Now, and that was the one I did on the passenger side, the last plug I broke, right? So I put the new plug in, put everything down, torque it 25 foot-pounds. And I go to do the third, you know, which would have been the third spark plug I attached to on the driver's side. And sure enough, I can't get this tool here that has threads to bite in. I don't know what's going on. I'm looking. Finally, I get my little handy dandy, I can't find it right now, mirror. And I get my little light and I look down and I can see the electrode is sticking up. And that's really what's stopping this piece from threading in. So I'm looking around the internet, nothing. Somebody's dealt with this before, right? At least you hope. Nothing, no videos, no nothing. So I'm like, all right. So I end up calling Lyle. Like, hey, I'm sure that, you know, they make the tool. I'm sure people have called up, you know, knowledge sharing something. So shout out to a guy named Mike from support line on Lyle who was off, but he called back. And he told me, look, you're going to have to put a masonry bit in it, and you're going to have to drill it out. And I was like, time out. Talking about drilling into that, and if I screw this up, I'm going to have to pull the head. I don't want to have to pull the head. And he's reassuring me that it's doable, but, you know, look, you got no choice either way, because if you push it down too far, you'll push the whole damn plug into the head, and then you're just as screwed, right? So why not give it a try? So I packed up for the day, got my head straight, looked for a couple of videos. I ended up finding some threads online where people, you know, messed with people, and finally there was like one thread of a gentleman, I think might have been F-150 forum, where he talks about, you know, what he did, right? So essentially you're using this tool, right? So this is the tool you actually thread into the spark plug, into the head for the spark plug. And then what normally happens is there's a little piece that sticks in there, and then there's a threaded rod here that you tighten down. And when you tighten that down, that actually crunches down or breaks or compacts the porcelain so that you could then be able to put a sleeve in and then run this tool, right? This tool down the sleeve and thread it into the broken spark plug, okay? And then you use this nut against the sleeve to kind of just, they're all left-handed thread, to kind of just pull it out. And if you look here, you can see, look at the buildup on this thing, right? And that's a problem. So on the new plugs, you end up putting it anti-seize all the way kind of down here to try to like avoid this from happening again. I'm sure it's going to happen again though. Maybe you change plugs one time and then you're vamoose. It's another guy's problem at that point, right? So I was apprehensive to say the least, but you know what? If I want to pay someone to do it, which I don't, it would be a small fortune, which I don't have enough room in the truck to do that. So here I am today. So long story short, I went to Home Depot this morning, bought a bit, wasn't long enough, tried to use a straight die grinder, that was not working, ended up deciding that I was going to need to use, an angled die grinder, and I ended up buying this bit. And actually, if you see there, you could see my little lines. That was the amount of depth that I had to drill into, so I knew where to stop when I reached right here. So kind of like right there, right? So once I reached there, to give you an idea how far I went down, right there, right, to crush the electrode. So anyway, this piece here is also hex. So I rounded this off to get it in here because, you're sitting here trying things and shit ain't working, and you're like, all right, what am I going to do? So I threw this on a bench grinder, and I just rounded that off, threw it into the collet, put the hex into here. There's a little play in it, but it worked for me. Ultimately what I did was, I used the marks, stopped at the mark, took my time. I didn't get overly aggressive, got it moving. I felt it grab. Once I felt it grab, I kind of went down. I saw it move a little bit, kind of went down again, all the time doing it slow and steady, because you don't want to push the spark plug into the head, right? So then, when I'm all done, I put the sleeve in. Now I put this in. And when you start feeling this grab and it gets tight, and I thought I was pretty happy right from jump because I felt it grab right away, which I wasn't getting that. It just spun. It grabbed right away. And then slowly I turned. Each click, I'm like, oh yeah. And then when it came out, man, I was happy as a pig in shit. So now, folks, I would say it's Miller time, right? But it's water time because I'm on a diet and I'm a fat fuck. But besides that, got the plug out, right? So now I put the new plug in, torqued it down to 25 foot-pounds. Now I could start the truck again, get it running. I'll attempt to do the other spark plugs on a day where I can run it, get it warm, and start the process over again, right? For me, if you're like me, I want to be in the right frame of mind. I want to have nothing going on. I want to have, nothing to bother me. Today, this was the only thing I needed to get done. Yesterday, I wasn't feeling too good. Got the second vaccine, shot. I'm not going to get into the conversation of the shot, whether you get it or you don't get it. I don't care if you get it or not. For me, it enables me to really kind of see my daughter, which doesn't live in my state right now, without having to come back and quarantine for work. So everybody can decide to get it whether they don't. But yesterday I was feeling a little under the weather, first day after getting the shot. Today I feel 100%. Okay, so that being said, not a lot of information online, not a lot of videos on this. Okay, but I can tell you that I used a Milwaukee masonry bit that was set up for multi, not just concrete, multi things. Could have went through glass, tile, all sorts of crap, right? I used an extension, which allowed me to be well above the valve cover, right? Because you got all the harnesses there, you have the fuel rails there, everything's in your way. You kind of want to be perched up, and I had great success. I'm probably not going to list each tool that I used because, you need a 6-inch extension, 6-inch, drill bit, an angled die grinder. I don't know. I mean, you probably could have used the Milwaukee angled die grinder that they have. Me, I chose to use air because I wanted more power. I wanted to be sure I had the power. And I used the Lyle 65-600 toolkit, okay? Toolkit uses, let's see, 15/16 uses 19 millimeter. What else the hell does it use? 11 millimeter, and you also use a 16 millimeter socket. I used a handy dandy snap-on angle ratchet with a couple of locking extensions, and I had great success. Okay, so you know, it's out there. You can do it. Be in the right frame of mind. You know, I'll put this up as a YouTube video. Granted, I'm not showing you exactly how to do it. I'm kind of telling you how to do it. But you could always write a comment to me and ask if you have it. I don't see anybody on YouTube have anything about this. All right? Like, subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't. Thumbs down. Brian, Garage 732.